So if you are watching this, this means that this is my 105th or later video. And so I've done 100 videos on the new production method. And that has meant I put out a video every day. And I wanted to talk about that quickly. I mentioned in my video AI Slop Set Me Free that a big part of that was realizing I should be doing less and just trying to focus on doing the kinds of things that I like watching, but I haven't seen anyone doing, essentially. And so, because I have ideas, like, I do not have a shortage of weird information and ideas that I don't see people talking about. Like, a lot of people struggle hard to be original. I struggle hard to try to be less original, which I made have another video on that as well. But I think even anyone at sort of any level, like, you know what you like, and you know what you like that you don't see people doing or doing enough or doing well enough that you could build on. And the other thing is I had to figure out how to do video editing, because that was my big blocker. And then once I did that, all that I had to do was I had to stop scripting videos, because that was just taking way too much time, not just to write the script, but also because when I try to read off the script, I end up tripping over myself a lot more than if I'm speaking off the cuff. And I think it's because if I'm speaking off the cuff, I just have to generally get the idea of what I'm saying out. And I'll notice often when I'm editing, I'm like miss chunks of what I meant to say. It wasn't clear. And I'm like, sometimes I'll be like, I'm going to go back and I'm going to add this. But most of the time, like 90% of the time, I'm like, people might, especially the critics, the midwits, are going to be, oh, you're an idiot and you're not getting it. But I'm like, I can always address this at a later point, and I don't really care what they say. And it seems like the people who understand what I'm doing can generally follow what I'm doing, even if I drop a step or two. And again, I can always come back to it. So those have been dropping the scripting, which required me to like nail how I wanted to lay everything out, and then nail saying it exactly, saved me a lot of time. And then that also saved me a lot of editing. And I'm going to keep doing videos daily until I am consistently doing something else time-wise. And I'm at the point now where these videos are generally taking me about an hour for each video, so I've got it down a lot. I mean, longer videos are longer, but on average, like roughly 8-minute video takes about an hour between recording and editing, which is a dramatic improvement from how I started. But I'm going to keep this up until I'm doing something else. And that's one thing I learned is I'm like, okay, I'm going to make a backlog of 2 weeks of videos, and then I'm going to try to set up the publishing thing. And I burnt through that time before I'd gotten hit when I wanted. And I was running up also I had a bunch of other things with deadlines, which then interrupted that. And I'm like, okay, learned my lesson there. And so I'm going to go back to working on the publishing thing once I have another backlog of videos and no deadlines for stuff that I self-inflicted coming up. And so my big lesson in terms of productivity, which I've seen in other books, is you just do more, because that's helping you figure it out, like in terms of quantity, but do less in terms of finagling like exact production quality, but do better with what you are doing, be more interesting. And certainly you can build a niche doing high production quality while being unoriginal. I mean, in some ways, I'm trying to be sort of the anti-Johnny Harris with this channel, where he makes these long videos that are supposedly well-researched, fantastic production quality, and makes basic errors all the same. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm going to sometimes make errors to this, but I'm clear about what I don't know, don't remember, and that I don't remember things well, and I'm generally not checking stuff, making shorter videos, not worrying about production quality. But I know, like, Johnny Harris's videos is pretty much always stuff that I already know. And even when he's not getting stuff wrong, I'm like, okay, but you left out this, this, and this despite making a half-hour video. So anyways, wanted to talk about that quickly, sort of reiterating what I've said in terms of this has been the critical thing for production, for initially blogging and now videos. But I'm still working on figuring out how do you move from one step to the other. And as you saw, I tripped up on the publishing by setting myself 2-week buffer. Well, I had a bunch of stuff that I was running into where when I didn't get it all done in that time, now I have to come back to it with a big gap in between and build up another buffer. And so I learned my lesson there, and hopefully going forward, as I'm moving on to more projects, more steps, I will do that. And as I said, once I'm consistently doing other stuff, I will probably move to a 3-video-a-week schedule. Big part of the reason I was trying to get 100 video on this production method was because this is common advice, is try to get 100 YouTube videos to see what works. And for me, what I've realized is the videos that do best tend to be sort of self-helpy videos, but unpredictably, and the political science-y elite videos, elite theory type videos. And so I'll be doing more of those. I still don't want to be a political channel, and I don't think I have enough to say to be a self-help channel. And so this is sort of video in that vein. And I'm also going to keep doing the things that I am interested in, even if they don't do well, like my videos on science fiction and animals and history. Some of my history videos have done well, but my science fiction, fantasy, and animal videos have tended not to do well. And I might also work on, it might just be I'm not approaching this in the right way, and as I find a new approach, now I can do more of those. But anyways, thanks for watching. I'm Magpie, this is Leela, and I'll see y'all in the next one.